Chapter 2097 Invasion of the Fog Monarch. The reason she got the nickname, Scar-Faced Dragon Girl, is because of the terrible abyssal dust scars on her face. Meng Jianxi snuck one look at Yun Che's face and immediately started scouring all relevant information inside his head. Then, he slowed down his speech and said, Long Shi is a very special existence among the dragon race. In fact, she isn't one of their descendants. The dragons found her by accident while the dragons were outside the mountains. Apparently, she was just a 5 to 6 years old girl when they found her. Yun Che. She was brought back to the dragon race because she boasted the aura of the ancestral dragon, but no one claimed her as their child when they asked around. Eventually, it was believed that she was a mixed blood between an ancestral dragon and a human. How is her life with the dragons? Yun Che asked. This was the question he was most concerned about. Meng Jianxi thought for a moment and gave him a clear answer. Although she is a mixed blood, Long Zai's status in the dragon race is extremely high. One would even say she was special. She is adored by the ruler of the dragon race, the one they call the Dragon Lord. Not only did he bestow her a personal territory of her own, he strictly forbade anyone from offending or bullying her because of her foreign bloodline. No one is allowed to enter her territory or even greet her without permission. Why is that? Yun Che asked almost subconsciously. It's simple. Because Long Zai's profound talent is exceedingly high. Meng Jianxi used the word, exceedingly, without any hesitation. It was difficult for dragons to reproduce to begin with, and their cultivation speed is far inferior to that of humans. In fact, the ancestral dragons only had one junior this generation, and his name is Long Wangchu. Despite investing the dragon race's greatest resources in him, he just barely entered the Divine Master realm at the age of 360. That said, Long Wangchu has been suddenly improving by leaps and bounds in the past 60 years or so. He is now 480 years old and a late-stage Divine Master. Everyone's guessing that he is awakening some sort of innate latent talent. Meng Jianxi continued, as for the collateral branches, there are only a handful of them that are worthy of mention. That is why Long Zai's profound talent astounded the entire dragon race when it was first revealed. According to the rumors, Long Shi was extremely reclusive even when she was at a young age. She was unwilling to make contact with anyone nor accept any resource from the dragon race. Despite this, she was able to become a divine sovereign at the age of 11, and a divine mazer at the age of 15 via her own effort. It was such shocking news that the Dragon Lord left his secluded cultivation prematurely. To become a divine master at the age of 15 without relying on any resources. It made Long Wangchu, the guy who took 180 years to become a divine master despite enjoying the dragon race's greatest resources, look like absolute garbage. Meng Jianxi sighed in admiration. To reach divine master realm at the age of 15 without relying on any high-level resources is no small feat. Forget the dragon race, she would have been a legend even in the kingdom of God. At the very least, you and I are no match for her. This is why the scar-faced dragon girl is well known even among the kingdoms of God. I heard that her scars appeared when she was 15. Yun Che asked slowly and calmly. Meng Jianxi frowned a little and spent a long time trying to recall the memory. Finally, he nodded. Yeah, you're right. According to the intel gathered by the Shanji Pavilion, Long Shi was astoundingly beautiful even when she was just a prepubescent girl, and countless dragons were drawn to her like bees to honey. Long Wangchu especially begged the Dragon Lord to bestow him Long Shi many times. Bang! A crack suddenly appeared on the tea table Yun Che was resting his hand on, and Meng Jianxi's voice cut short. Yun Che lifted his hand and gave him a small smile. Sorry, I'm at the brink of a breakthrough, so sometimes I can't quite control my profound energy. Please continue. Meng Jianxi lowered his gaze and continued in the same tone as before, as Long Zai's talent is so high that it astounded the entire abyss. The Dragon Lord naturally wished for a union between her and Long Wangchu, and as you said, that is the year she suddenly gained a pair of horrifying scars. It also scared Long Wenhu into forgetting his desire for her. Brother Yuan, are you suspecting that Long Shi went so far as to destroy her own face, just to fend off her suitors? Yun Che did not say anything, but he also didn't deny it. Meng Jianxi thought for a moment but could not accept his logic. But, all women naturally value their countenance. Girls in particular view their beauty more importantly than their own life. Besides, Long Wangchu is the only direct descendant of the ancestral dragon. In the future, he is certain to become the next dragon lord. If Long Shi attaches herself to him, she would have become the dragon queen and enjoy the pinnacle luxury of the dragons. To say that she went so far as to destroy her face just to avoid becoming the dragon queen, it just doesn't sound logical to Meng Jianxi at all. The corners of Yun Che's lips twitched into something resembling a twisted sneer. Not even the loneliest, youngest phoenix would ever fall in love with a village chicken with bright feathers. Meng Jianxi paused as if something was caught in his throat before moving on as if nothing had happened. If that is true, then the scar-faced dragon girl truly is one of the fiercest and most vicious women I've ever heard. You mentioned that Long Shi was treated very well in the dragon race. So, despite her rejection, the Dragon Lord did not get angry with her or force her into submission. Yun Che asked as calmly as ever, but the only thing that was calm was his voice. As far as I can tell from the intel we collected, yes, Meng Jianxi declared with certainty. The Dragon Lord has lived for a very long time. He is mild-natured and broad-minded. If Long Shi really destroyed her own face, he might even feel guilty for asking her about this. In fact, some more believable rumors claimed that the Dragon Lord had openly wanted to adopt Long Shi as his daughter in public many times, though he was rebuffed every time. The fact he is so desperate to adopt Long Shi at least proves that he is fond of her beyond measure. Naturally, he would treat her well. Also, a believable rumor stated that Long Zai's territory was almost a forbidden zone open to none but herself. Due to the Dragon Lord's strict order, no one dares to enter it without permission. This is clearly more evidence of his fondness for her. Also, I have never heard of her being bullied or rebuffed by the dragons despite her mixed blood. In fact, she is the one who treated all dragons like strangers. It is why everyone in the dragon race viewed her similarly and stayed a long distance from her. One more thing. 4 days ago, a strange wind suddenly blew at the ancestral Dragon Mountain range. It seems like someone has entered the Divine Extinction realm, but the commotion was far greater than your usual Divine Extinction realm breakthrough. Assuming it really is the phenomenon of a breakthrough, whoever the half-god was must be astoundingly talented. I personally believe it is Long Shi. Meng Jianxi stopped there. The dragons were the only beasts left in the abyss, and they rarely made contact with the outside world because they were too busy surviving. Naturally, the 6 kingdoms of God had few reasons to pay attention to the dragons. The fact that Meng Jianxi knew about Long Shi to this extent was a commendable trait. It showed just how much effort he put into realizing his ambitions in the past century. It was too bad that Yun Che appeared out of nowhere and crushed them ruthlessly. As an intelligent man, Meng Jianxi gave many answers but asked very few questions. Yun Che did not press him for more answers either. Suddenly, Yun Che asked a completely unrelated question. Divine Son Shi, have you heard of a woman with the surname Xia in recent years? The location doesn't matter. Xia. Meng Jianxi thought for a brief moment before shaking his head. I've never heard of this surname. Got it. Yun Che nodded and rose to his feet. Starting now, I want to be updated on every divine child's activity as soon as possible. All of them, and no matter how minor the change is. Do not hesitate to report to me at any time. If I am cultivating, pass the message to Lu Laisheng. He will inform me about it when I finish. From Meng Jianxi's point of view, Yun Che was officially inserting himself as the Dreamweaver Divine Son. He immediately replied, I understand. Don't worry, Brother Yuan. Be it verified or unverified rumors, I will transfer it all to you. I'm sure you'll be able to determine their validity yourself. Very good. You may leave. After Meng Jianxi was gone, the fake calmness Yun Che had been wearing this whole time finally cracked. He closed his eyes and let out a deep, murky sigh. Although the horrifying scars on Long Zai's face remained lodged inside his heart like a pair of poisonous thorns to this day, at the very least, her life in the dragon race was peaceful and sufficiently luxurious. It felt as if much of the burden and worry in his heart had disappeared without a trace. Ellipsis. I'm strong now. I can already protect myself. And I even found a way to wake Mother up. Now that I don't need or want any support, you just had to timely appear. I also don't hate you. If Mother wants to see you again after I save her, I won't stop her. But before then, please do not bother us. Because the only thing you bring is disaster. Treat it as me begging you. Ellipsis. Long Zai's calm yet heart-wrenching words had replayed inside his soul countless times. Long Shi, my daughter, please treat yourself well. You're right. I am drowning in myriad tribulations and disasters right now. If I approach you by force, I will only disturb your peace and bring you untold disasters. I won't let you wait too long though, even though you've never waited for me or expected anything for me. You are Shen Zai's and my daughter. The scars in your heart, and the scars on your face, one day, I will heal it all. At the very least, I hope you will give me the chance to make it up to you. I hope I can one day hear you call me, Father, from the bottom of your heart. Dragon race, I have heard of your benevolence to Long Shi. When all is said and done, I will repay this favor 10,000-fold. The abyss must be destroyed, but even so, I swear I will do everything in my power to ensure your survival. Ellipsis. Time passed slowly amidst the constant flow of abyssal dust. Before you know it, a year had passed since Yun Che arrived at the Dreamweaver Kingdom of God. It was also the most chaotic year the abyss had witnessed in recent years. This was especially true for the lands of the living bordering the endless fog. To say that the atmosphere here was anomalous would be an understatement. And why was that? Because a monarch had appeared in the endless fog? No, scratch that. A monarch who ruled the endless fog since time immemorial had deigned to show himself. His name was the Fog Monarch. At first, when the name, Fog Monarch, was first spoken, everyone thought that it was a pathetic trick by some audacious scum. Whoever did it must be in a hurry to dig their own grave, they all thought. Each time the Fog Monarch showed up, however, he would cause bigger and bigger waves outside of the endless fog. Legend has it that the Fog Monarch could manipulate abyssal dust and control abyssal beasts. He could even cure the absolutely incurable malady known as abyssal corruption with the flick of a finger. The legends kept growing more and more ridiculous, exaggerated, and hilarious, but slowly, surely, more and more people found themselves unable to laugh at the rumors anymore. It was because the Fog Monarch kept appearing, proving that he wasn't just some legend cooked up by some insane sinner. More and more people saw him with their own eyes every day. It was an experience that completely overturned what they knew of the world too. Once abyssal corruption entered the heart, the victim could not be rescued. This was common sense for everyone living in the abyss. In fact, abyssal corruption was easily the main cause of death in the abyss. 90% of people who died in the abyss died because of it. Most of the beasts went extinct because of abyssal corruption as well. The appearance of the Fog Monarch tore this knowledge asunder. As more and more victims who absolutely should have perished to abyssal dust were rescued by the Fog Monarch, the scornful laughter turned into suspicion, and the suspicion turned into hope. In fact, since 10 months ago, a large number of people bearing abyssal corruption or those carrying friends and family and beloved who were doomed to die to abyssal corruption would appear at the edge of the endless fog. They would search for the endless fog and beg for his appearance so they might receive his legendary blessing. Then, 2 months ago, the Fog Monarch appeared and cured over 1,000 people of abyssal corruption in the span of a few breaths. Chapter 2098 Drawing the Abyss. The profound desert realm was a tiny land of the living near the endless fog. Spanning only 100 kilometers or so, The shortest distance between the profound desert realm and the endless fog was less than 150 kilometers. Its close proximity to the endless fog also transformed it into a refuge and sanctuary to many training profound practitioners. Later, it even developed into a trading center and showed signs of prosperity instead of decline. The numbers differed day to day, but there wasn't a day that went by where the profound desert realm did not bury the dead. They were all people who escaped from the endless fog but died to abyssal dust corruption before they could return to their homelands. 1 month ago, the terrible fate finally fell upon the son of the profound desert realm king himself. Mo Exafeng, the current realm king of the profound desert realm, boasted a wide network of friends and acquaintances despite his small realm. The fact that he was able to keep the realm together despite its close proximity to the endless fog was a testament to his strength. He had entered the divine extinction realm a millennium ago. Although he was unable to progress even an inch beyond divine extinction realm level 1 after that, it was still enough to cement his influence and authority. Some time ago, his most talented son, Mo Qianyu, successfully entered the divine master realm. With his permission and blessing, Mo Qianyu had set foot in the endless fog for the first time. However, Mo Qianyu was unfortunate enough to encounter a divine master realm abyssal beast at the perimeter of the endless fog and was heavily injured despite the presence of his protector. Not only that, the abyssal corruption had reached his heart. It was a death sentence. When Mo Exafeng heard this news, he lost his mind and flew in a beeline toward the endless fog. When he arrived at the edge, he saw his favorite son completely surrounded by endless fog. To say that his heart was corrupted by abyssal dust would be an understatement. The abyssal dust had invaded his profound veins and meridians as well. It was a hopeless situation through and through. Mo Exafeng was weeping in a manner that was completely unbefitting of a realm king when he saw a pair of grayish eyes hidden deep within the abyssal dust. Later, he received a gift not even his wildest dreams could imagine. A month passed, and Mo Exafeng set foot inside the endless fog once more. He was accompanied by a Mo Qianyu who was almost fully recovered, though his profound energy was still a little weak. It was the area between the endless fog and the profound desert realm. Naturally, there was a lot of traffic in this area. Despite this, Mo Exafeng and his son dropped to their knees and shouted into the endless fog in front of them, "Profound Desert Realm King Mo Exafeng and his unworthy son Mo Qianyu have come to thank the Fog Monarch for saving his life." His voice was loud, and his words were overflowing with sincerity. Every profound practitioner in the vicinity was looking at him. "You are the one who commands the endless fog, Fog Monarch, and I am but a small realm king. I do not know how a humble creature like me can possibly repay a grand being like you. Even so, if there is anything this humble creature can do to help you, anything at all, I will see it done no matter what." Countless profound practitioners came and left the profound desert realm every year, but Mo Exafeng remained a rare soul who valued righteousness and promises despite this. "It's your turn, Qianyu. Thank the Fog Monarch for saving your life." The duo did not climb back to their feet until Mo Qianyu had respectfully kowtowed in the direction of the endless fog. Countless people were shooting them strange looks, and Mo Exafeng knew very well what the gazes meant. Although the Fog Monarch had saved many people since his emergence and given the hopeless and despairing a new lease in life, none of them had ever thanked him after their miraculous recovery. Why? Because to thank the Fog Monarch in public was to disrespect the one true monarch of this world. The father and son were about to take their leave when suddenly, something unexpected happened. The abyssal beasts abruptly stopped roaring, and absolute silence overcame the entire endless fog all of a sudden. Search *the novelfire.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. The blue sky darkened, and an impossibly thick and massive wall of abyssal fog rose all the way to the heavens. That's, could it be? Mo Exafeng and Mo Qianyu abruptly spun around and stared blankly at the sky. Their eyes were fixed to a point where a pair of grayish, distorted eyes were staring straight at them. The Fog Monarch. Mo Xfeng gasped, seemingly in shock and fear. The endless fog was impossibly huge, and the fog monarch only showed up every once in a while. That was why he never thought that the fog monarch would actually respond to his thanks. The surrounding profound practitioners were all frozen in place. They could only watch tensely and blankly at the legendary phenomenon. Mo Xfeng. The fog monarch's voice came from the humongous wall of abyssal fog. His terrifying voice was such that they felt as if their souls were being dragged toward a bottomless abyss at high speed. This monarch has saved countless people until this point, but you are the first ever to thank me. I suppose this disgusting world isn't strictly populated by filthy beings after all. Mo Xfeng hurriedly pulled Mo Qianyu to the ground and kowtowed to the fog monarch once more. My son owes you his life, and that is a favor bigger than the heavens. The end may come, but we will never forget it until the day we die. It's just, we don't know how to repay you for this. Repay me. The fog monarch's voice suddenly turned cold and soul-wrenching. Indeed, I am the one who saved this abyss, but who has ever repaid me for this favor? How could you hope to repay such a favor? Mo Xfeng froze. Everyone who heard this voice froze in confusion and puzzlement as well. The fog monarch saved the entire abyss. What kind of ludicrous statement was this? For what you have done today, I do not mind bestowing you another boon, Mo Xfeng. The abyssal fog surged, and a black shadow flew toward Mo Xfeng. Mo Xfeng hurriedly caught it and found that it was just an ordinary abyssal stone. It was emitting thin wafts of abyssal dust. If you ever find yourself in danger, crush the stone inside the endless fog, and I will bestow you a chance to have an audience with me. From now on, the abyssal dust will no longer spread in the direction of the profound desert realm. You will find that the ambient abyssal dust in the air is much thinner than usual even after you remove your isolation barrier. Now, you may leave. With that said, the abyssal fog rolled back into the endless fog and vanished without a trace. The fog monarch's voice also faded into nothing, though the effects of his words were a different story. The Mo father and son did not move for a long time. They looked like they were dreaming. It wasn't until the abyssal beasts began howling once more that the duo and the profound practitioners in the vicinity finally jolted back to reality. No one was in the mood for practice, however. They were all recalling what just happened and wrestling with the emotions that surged because of it. When the Mo father and son returned to the profound desert realm, they found that their core elders were floating outside the realm and seemingly inspecting the isolation barrier. What's happened? Mo Xfeng flew up to them and asked. Something terribly strange just happened, Realm King. The elders spread out in both directions and explained their conundrum with great excitement and even greater puzzlement. A short while ago, the concentration of abyssal dust in the city suddenly decreased drastically. We all thought you had done something to enhance the barrier until we came out and realized that it's the concentration of the ambient abyssal dust that has dropped. Mo Xfeng and Mo Qianyu exchanged a glance with each other. Neither of them could say a word for a very long time. Realm King. Did something significant happen after all? The elders could not help but ask after noting their odd expressions. Mo Xfeng clutched the perfectly ordinary abyssal stone tightly. Instead of answering the elder's question, he muttered again and again with dazed eyes, "It's real, it's real. He really is the monarch of the endless fog." Ellipsis. Deep inside the endless fog, Yun Che had just stepped out of a thick cyclone of abyssal dust and stood still when Li Suo suddenly asked him, "What are you doing?" Mo Qianyu was a divine master guarded by a protector, and he was roaming the farthest edges of the endless fog. Unless he chose to commit suicide of his own accord, it was impossible for him to encounter a great crisis. In reality, he had run into a middle-stage divine master realm abyssal beast in an area that should be filled by low-level abyssal beasts only. Why? Because it was Yun Che's handiwork, of course. "I'm scattering bait as usual," Yun Che said casually. "And today, someone has finally taken it." "That's not what I'm talking about," Li Suo explained. "Although your mastery over abyssal dust is improving every day, it is still going to cost you a tremendous amount of energy and willpower to ensure that the abyssal dust will not spread in the direction of the profound desert realm. The maintenance alone will cost you several hours every day. Are you seriously going to do this forever? Of course not. You would know that even if you think with your toes. Yoon Che sat on the ground and closed his eyes. Abyssal dust immediately surrounded him from all sides. I won't be maintaining it for too long. This is just more bait. The most important thing that happened today is the stone I gave Mo Xafeng. Today's incident and the sudden plunge of abyssal dust concentration in profound desert realm is going to spread like wildfire. Rumors will forever be rumors to those who have not witnessed the impossible with their own eyes, but that is something anyone could feel with their senses. With this, the Pure Land will finally take action. His voice was calm and collected. Lee Suo was unable to sense the slightest twinge in his heart even though she was tied to him in life and soul. A year had passed, and Yoon Che's mastery over abyssal dust had only become scarier. More accurately, his body was growing more and more compatible with the abyssal dust everyone was afraid of. A year ago, when he first made his appearance as the Fog Monarch, it had taken him an obscene amount of time just to gather enough abyssal dust to conceal the abyssal Qilin god's aura. Not only that, it had cost him almost half his life. Now, a mere thought was all he needed to summon enough abyssal dust to blot out the sky. In fact, Lee Suo had a feeling that Yoon Che was really recovering his perfect affinity with abyssal dust rather than transforming his body and power to become compatible with it. There was one thing that hadn't changed even though his mastery of abyssal dust was growing by leaps and bounds, his cultivation. Just how much longer are you planning to suppress your cultivation? She asked. Yoon Che could have entered the 4th level of the Divine Master realm 9 months ago, but he had forcefully suppressed it to this day. Oh, Yoon Che opened his eyes. Thank you for reminding me. Meng Kongchen has been devoting all of the kingdom's resources to me, and I supposedly possess perfect divine essence. It would seem unnatural if I do not make a breakthrough soon. I'll get it done in a jiffy. The way he put it, it almost felt like he was being forced to make a breakthrough. That's not what I meant. She asked a question she had asked several times before. Previously, you suppressed your cultivation to make a breakthrough in front of Hua Keli and Hua Kangying's eyes. So, why are you suppressing your cultivation now? I just can't imagine why considering your current circumstances. It would be stranger if you managed to figure out my genius, declared Yoon Che confidently and arrogantly. All you need to know is that it's very important. As for why I'm doing this, he still refused to give her an answer, but the corners of his lips curled into a smile so strange that it chilled her. Be patient. You'll find out eventually. He did not remain for too long. When he climbed to his feet again, the ambient abyssal dust instantly enveloped him like some sort of armor. At the same time, a distorted pair of grey eyes slowly appeared in the thick fog of abyssal dust he surrounded himself with. It's time I pay my Bargain Bin disciple a visit. I do hope he'll be able to withstand today's cruel training. The Fog Monarch's voice word was spine-chilling. After all, if the training isn't cruel and painful enough, he would not engrave this power into his flesh and bone, would think that his vengeance was fulfilled too easily. Ellipsis. The abyss, Pure Land. The white sky was almost completely devoid of grey. In fact, it was shining with faint gold. This was the purest, holiest, and most luxurious sky of the entire abyss. Thud, thud, thud. The clanking of armor symbolized the dignified march of knights. When it came to a sudden stop, the abyssal knight, Bai Yu, was kneeling on the ground. In compliance with Commander Yuchi's summons, Bai Yu has come to receive his orders. The huge man in front of him slowly turned around. He was wearing a set of white heavy armor and shining like a divine star. He was the 24th Abyssal Knight and one of the 36 commanders of the Abyssal Knights, Yuchi Nangsing. Bai Yu. The dignity of an Abyssal Knight dripped from Yuchi Nangsing's voice with every word he spoke. That so-called Fog Monarch has shown himself again. I want you to take all your squires with you and suppress him in person. Bai Yu did not receive his orders immediately. He said, "The endless fog is vast, and there are no tracks that we may follow. To wait for him to show himself would be like finding a needle in the sea. Things are different this time." Yuchi Nangsing declared, "There is now a way to bait him into showing himself. That said, he is a complete enigma shrouded in mysteries, so make sure you approach this cautiously and do not underestimate your foe for even a second. If you cannot take him down, then strive to unveil his true identity and identify his aura instead." "Understood." Bai Yu responded heavily, "A million deaths would not be enough to pardon one who claims the monarch's name. Now that the Abyssal Knights are taking to the battlefield, there is no longer any place in this world for this so-called Fog Monarch." He rose to his feet but did not leave immediately. Instead, he asked Yuchi Nangsing as if they were equals, "Commander, the rumors regarding the Fog Monarch have grown much worse in the past year. In fact, it feels like things are going to spiral out of control. Do the exalted Abyssal Monarch and the High Priests have a solution for this?" Yuchi Nangsing said coldly, "You speak as if such petty villains deserve even a side eye from him and the High Priests. Besides, the Abyssal Monarch has been spending time in the Lost Paradise. He does not have the time or the energy to pay attention to such matters." "Understood." Bai Yu nodded. "You will move immediately." Yuchi Nangsing gazed to the south as his voice grew colder. "To that place called the Profound Desert Realm. Ellipsis. The moment Yun Che stepped out of his cultivation space, he immediately sensed an odd atmosphere permeating the Divine Sun Palace. As expected, Meng Qongchen was standing in the courtyard, and everyone in the Divine Sun Palace was treating him with the utmost deference as a matter of course. When Yun Che emerged, Meng Qongchen turned around and gave him a smile. "I heard that you were spending 80% of your time in cultivation, Yuna. You do not need to strain yourself so. As my son, it is your right to enjoy the pleasures and luxuries." It was at this moment his eyes flashed with pleasant surprise and excitement. "Yuna, you achieved a breakthrough." Yun Che's aura clearly marked him as a level 4 divine master. "Yes, I have," Yun Che replied with a self-satisfied expression on his face. "Ha ha." Meng Qongchen barked out a laugh. That shook half the Dreamweaver Kingdom of God. "The Heart Painter Divine Regent told me that you had just completed your breakthrough last year, but to think that you would do it again in just a year. As expected of my Yuna. As expected of my Yuna. Heheheheha." Chapter 2099 The Pure Land's Judgment. A moment ago, the dreamless Divine Regent had just told Yun Che not to strain himself. Now, he was smiling so brightly that literally everyone in the Divine Sun Palace could feel his joy. Clearly, he cared a lot about Meng Jianyuan's growth. Yun Che stepped forward and asked, "It's not every day you come here, Divine Regent. Do you have instructions for me?" Meng Qongchen stopped laughing, though his lips were still stretched from ear to ear. "Well, not really. Your future father-in-law and I are planning to pay the boundless kingdom of God a visit. Would you like to join your father? It has been a year since you returned, but I haven't gotten the chance to take you on a tour across all the kingdoms of God." Yun Che gave it some thought but shook his head. "I am famous, but my cultivation is weak. It is not yet the right time for me to show myself before everyone. Besides, I will be accompanying you to the legendary Pure Land in 2 years. I may not be a divine son, but everyone believes that I will replace divine son Janshi in the future. That is why I need to improve my cultivation with all my might during this time, if only to ensure that the Dreamwave Kingdom of God will not be shamed by my weakness. Until then, I do not have even a moment to waste." Yun Che's serious words and expressions caused a clear ripple in Meng Qongchen's eyes. He nodded while feeling infinite gladness spreading inside his heart. After all, Yun Che's words proved that he was slowly but surely thinking of himself as a member of the Dreamweaver Kingdom of God, that he was viewing the kingdom's honor as an extension of his honor. "You have perfect divine essence, so no one would underestimate you even with your current cultivation. Besides, you are still so very young. Even if you were another divine son, no one would dare to say that you are weak. Despite what he said, the determination in Yun Che's eyes didn't waver in the slightest. So, he turned around and said, if that is your wish, then very well. When one day you have exceeded Dian Juji, you may visit the boundless kingdom of God with your head held high. Speaking of which, how is your progress with the Dreamweaver canon? A downcast expression immediately appeared on Yun Che's face when he heard this. He sighed, produced an illustrated hand scroll that was shining with thick silver, and pushed it in Meng Qingchen's direction. Please take the Dreamweaver canon for the moment, Divine Regent. Meng Qingchen did not move. He asked with a frown, why is that? Yun Che said with a shamed expression, I've been practicing every day to master the Dreamweaver canon for the past year. A focused heart and a firm soul are keys to cultivating a soul art, but for some reason, my mind refuses to be at ease. That is probably why I'm improving slowly, and why I have just barely reached the first stage, pleasant dreams of youth. There was a faint flicker of silver in Yun Che's eyes, and he continued, now that I think about it, it's probably because I could not recall that I am Meng Jianyong despite all this time passing. The loss of a portion of my soul is most likely why I am unable to make much progress. Meng Qingchen was smiling. The Dreamweaver canon is a cultivation art only a member of the Meng clan can cultivate due to our unique souls. The fact that you are able to enter the first stage proves that you are Meng Jianyong. Just keep this thought in mind, and mayhaps it is enough to make up for the absent knowledge and experience in your soul. Yun Che still shook his head. I still haven't mastered even a tenth of what my master taught me. If I am to be completely honest with you, I don't really have the time and energy to spare for another cultivation art. So please, take the Dreamweaver canon back for now. When one day I am whole once more, I will naturally ask you for it. If you so insist, then so be it. Meng Qingchen stopped persuading Yun Che and put away the Dreamweaver canon. I hope that one day I can hear stories about your master. That day will come. Yun Che smiled and changed the subject. The highest stage recorded in the Dreamweaver canon as Blooming Cactus of Strange Dream. May I know how many people have reached this stage in the Dreamweaver kingdom of God? Meng Qingchen replied smilingly, you are looking at him. Yun Che, Blooming Cactus of Strange Dream, falls under the same category as Falling Dream, but it neither exudes soul pressure nor inflicts soul damage. In other words, it is completely harmless. Meng Qingchen looked up slightly with calm, worldly eyes. However, it is undoubtedly the highest realm of our clan's dream powers. It is a power that could easily remove an opponent's soul defenses. Once a target is afflicted with Blooming Cactus of Strange Dream, you can execute another soul power and succeed with little resistance. On top of that, its harmlessness means that one would not suffer a soul backlash even if the ability fails. Oh, the power of Falling Dream sounds truly miraculous, Yun Che nodded admiringly and yearningly. Meng Qingchen smiled. With your talent and power of comprehension, I am sure you will reach my level one day. Until then, just do what you wish to do. If one day you feel like devoting your full attention to the Dreamweaver canon, I can teach you myself. Got it. Yun Che agreed before asking, since the Heart Painter Divine Regent invited you to visit the boundless kingdom of God, did he happen to mention Kaylee? Ha ha. Meng Qingchen laughed again, and this time his gaze was much more teasing. I knew you would ask that. Unfortunately, she's still practicing inside the 7-star Heaven Breaker formation. She's even more hardworking than you know. I will tell you when she emerges, but what I can tell you is that your future father-in-law has completely lost whatever fearless courage he has shown that day. Considering how pathetic he looked the last time I saw him, he probably wouldn't allow the two of you to meet even if she had emerged from the 7-star Heaven Breaker formation. Yun Che hurriedly spoke in defense of Hua Fachin. The Heart Painter Divine Regent is a careful, far-seeing man. Kaylee and I both understand his difficulties and caution. Difficult his ass. Meng Qingchen waved off Yun Che's words. Not only did Dian Juji only possess 90% divine essence, his appearance, courage, and ability to tame women is nothing like my Yuana's. He's the one who has most to gain out of this, and he dares to act timid. PSSH. Before Yoon Che could respond, Meng Kongchen was already striding away and saying, "You know what, I think I'm gonna have words with him. Shoyun, keep Yuan safe. Don't let your guard down for even a moment." Ellipsis. For the past few days, the profound desert realm was experiencing more traffic than they had in several months. Although this place was close to the endless fog, the abyssal dust had become so thin that they almost did not need to maintain their incredibly expensive isolation barrier any longer. In fact, that was what the profound desert realm king, Mo Xafeng, had done. He had removed the isolation barrier directly to show off the blessing of the fog monarch. The legends regarding the fog monarch were only growing fiercer by the day, but the endless fog was vast, and the profound practitioners were endless. Those who truly encountered the fog monarch and received his gift were but 1 in a million, and to those who never met the entity, the legend was just that, a legend. On top of that, the rumors regarding the fog monarch were so outlandish, so unbelievable, that no amount of true stories could convince a non-believer to react in any way but incredulous laughter. This time though, it was different. This time, the abyssal dust around the profound desert realm really had become thinner. Much thinner. Over 1 million profound practitioners had rushed into the tiny profound desert realm to check if the rumors were true, and to their utmost shock, they were. Of course, a lot of them were here to visit Mo Xafeng as well. "Profound Desert Realm King, I beg you, please summon the fog monarch. My younger brother has been afflicted by abyssal corruption for 7 days. If he is not treated soon, then, if the legends are true, then the fog monarch is the only one who can save him." The news that the fog monarch had given Mo Xafeng an abyssal stone that could be used to gain an audience with him had naturally spread as well. In just a matter of days, far too many people had visited him to make a similar request. "I can't help you," Mo Xafeng replied in a mechanical, helpless voice. "Take your brother to the endless fog. Perhaps the abyssal monarch might deign to appear and save your brother should your sincerity prove enough." "No, profound desert realm king, please. I'm willing to trade you all the abyssal crystal I have, so please. Forgive me, but I have other matters to attend to." Mo Xafeng turned around to leave. "I don't wish to meet any more guests. Make the announcement too." It was at this moment Mo Qianyu rushed in and said urgently, "Father, important guests have arrived to meet you." "I just said I don't want to meet anyone else for the day." Mo Xafeng waved behind his back. Mo Qianyu scanned his surroundings once but ultimately chose to say in a hushed voice, "They're from the Pure Land." As soon as the words spilled out, what was once a noisy main hall instantly fell as silent as death. Even the man still kneeling on the floor and pleading at the top of his lungs had stopped howling as if he just heard a heavenly mandate that must not be blasphemed. Mo Xafeng immediately turned around with a panicked expression. He rushed toward the exit while yelling, "Quick! Follow me to welcome our guests." As soon as he stepped out of the main hall, Mo Xafeng immediately spotted the white figure. He was wearing a set of silvery white light armor, and his calm eyes gleamed with faint dignity. He was just standing there in silence, but the invisible authority he gave off was already encompassing heaven and earth and extinguishing all restlessness and sin. Mo Xafeng immediately bowed to the abyssal knight and greeted, "Profound Desert Realm King Mo Xafeng respectfully welcomes you to his realm, Abyssal Knight." Baiyu replied indifferently, "I am the 172nd Abyssal Knight, the White Blade, Baiyu." Mo Xafeng's heart skipped a beat. No wonder he's giving off so much pressure. He's a top 200 Abyssal Knight. Considering his ranking, his cultivation should be Divine Extinction Realm Level 7. Mo Xafeng bowed even deeper and asked in a hushed, reverent voice, "May I ask why you have visited this humble realm today, Sir Knight?" Baiyu replied, "I have a small matter I require your help with, Profound Desert Realm King." Mo Xafeng's heart skipped a beat. He had a feeling he knew what the Abyssal Knight was going to ask, but he had no choice but to say, "What can we do but give our all to fulfill your request?" "It will be our honor, Sir Knight." "Good." Bai Yu nodded and jumped straight into the topic. "I heard that 5 days ago, the sinner named Fog Monarch granted you an abyssal stone that you may use to summon him. Is that true?" "It is." Mo Xafeng's voice grew stiff. Bai Yu ordered, "Very good. You will accompany us into the endless fog and summon the sinner right now. For the crime of blaspheming the abyssal monarch and bewitching the people, his sentence is death." It was a direct order from the Pure Land. Who would dare to say no? Mo Xafeng did not reply immediately. He gritted his teeth for a moment before pleading, "Sir Knight, the fog, although the title he called himself by is definitely blasphemous, he has done the profound desert realm a huge favor. The abyssal stone he gave me is also a gift to me. In fact, he has never demanded anything from my profound desert realm, much less committed a sin. How can I, Mo Xafeng, bite the hand that helped me during my direst need?" As soon as he finished, everyone in the profound desert realm turned as white as a sheet. Bai Yu's eyes immediately turned cold. "Are you disobeying the Pure Land's order?" Mo Xafeng looked up. When he tried to meet his friends' and family's gaze, all he saw was each face paler than the one before it. He had no choice but to lower his head again and say in a raspy voice, "Of course not. If that is your order, then I, Mo Xafeng, shall obey." The frozen atmosphere melted a little. Bai Yu turned around and began striding in the direction of the endless fog. "I offer you advice, profound desert realm king. Never lend your loyalty and justice to the wrong person. Don't worry, the Pure Land does not forget those we are indebted to." Mo Xafeng looked to his sides and motioned for them to leave. Then, he followed Bai Yu alone. There was no way this matter could be kept under wraps. Countless profound practitioners in the profound desert realm dropped everything they were doing and followed the group from far, far away. In the end, the rumors regarding the Fog Monarch had alarmed the Pure Land. In the end, the Pure Land had decided to punish the Fog Monarch. There was no way in the abyss they were going to miss this. In a secluded, well-hidden corner, no one noticed a perfectly ordinary man slowly vanishing into nothing. Yun Che slowly stepped out of the void at a shallow area of the endless fog and muttered to himself, "As I thought, they appeared right on time. One abyssal knight ranking 172nd, and 7 squires." He closed his eyes and fell into deep thought. "What's the problem?" Li Suo asked. Yun Che did not answer immediately. Just half a second later, he opened his eyes again and muttered, "The Oriole lurks behind." Li Suo, it took me a whole year of momentum building to finally earn the opportunity of a millennium. There is no way the Pure Land would dispatch only one abyssal knight to deal with me. In my predictions, they should have dispatched at least 3 high-ranking abyssal knights. However, I did not detect anyone else. This could only mean Divine Limit Realm. Sensing the tremors in Yun Che's heart and soul, Li Suo advised, "If you think it is too risky, then you should lie low and wait for another opportunity. Inside the endless fog, no one can sense your existence easily. There is no need to put yourself at risk." Yun Che's frown lasted for an instant before it melted into a light sneer. "High risk, high reward. Looks like I'll have to adjust my plans slightly. If there really is a Divine Limit Realm abyssal knight nearby, then I cannot enter the battlefield in person. The risks would be too high." He shot a colorless profound handle into the rolling fog, and the distorted grey eyes belonging only to the Fog Monarch appeared. "Even controlling my profound handle from the maximum range to do battle against a Divine Limit Realm profound practitioner is still risky, so I guess I have no choice but to use my trump card." *EAH The novel, F.I. Eta at website on Google to access chapters of novels early and in the highest quality. Yun Che cast his gaze to the edge of the endless fog. Then, his true body disappeared into nothing. All he left behind was a low murmur, "Do bring this monarch a pleasant surprise." Chapter 2100 Crushing the Star. When they reached the edge of the endless fog, Bai Yu and his squires came to a stop. They could feel a thickening amount of abyssal dust devouring their vitality and spiritual perception. "You may begin," Bai Yu ordered while looking straight ahead. At this point, there was no turning back. Mo Xafeng grabbed the abyssal stone he had received from the Fog Monarch and, with a small gritting of his teeth, crushed it to pieces. The crushed abyssal stone immediately started dissipating and emitting thin wafts of grey fog. Bai Yu frowned. He was wearing a calm and stalwart expression, but he was secretly pushing his spiritual perception to the max. Despite this, he could not sense any soul aura whatsoever. It was as if the abyssal stone was no more than an ordinary abyssal stone. And it was. Mo Xafeng was already kneeling on the ground and crying out in a deep, painful voice, "The profound Desert Realm King, Mo Xafeng, requests a meeting with you, Fog Monarch." His voice spread far and wide before the endless layers of abyssal dust devoured it all. He received no response. Bai Yu glanced at the scattered bits of abyssal stone once before letting out a cold chuckle. "Ha, it looks like you were fooled, profound Desert Realm King. The stone is just an ordinary abyssal stone, and it doesn't contain any soul message whatsoever. It must have been a fa." Before he could finish, the sky abruptly turned dark, and countless cries of shock erupted all around him. Bai Yu immediately spun around and looked ahead. His pupils slowly contracted into grayish points as the grayish fog in front of him slowly grew bigger and bigger until it encompassed the sky itself. The grayish fog was spreading rapidly and rolling closer and closer to the abyssal nights. The world was dark in the first place, and the fog was rapidly devouring its remaining light. Quote ellipsis quote. A crack appeared on Bai Yu's cold, stern expression. This was a stunning scene unlike anything he, a high-ranking abyssal knight, had ever seen. What really stunned him, even terrified him, was the fact that the scene looked exactly the same as those ludicrous rumors had described. Fog, Monarch. The endless fog was immensely huge. No one in the history of the abyss had ever managed to explore it entirely. So how did the Fog Monarch manage to detect the crushing of an abyssal stone that emitted zero soul presence whatsoever? And how did he appear in just a matter of breaths? The encroaching fog was right in front of him in just the blink of an eye. At first glance, it must have devoured hundreds of kilometers of space at a minimum. The unique pressure he was feeling could only be caused by thick abyssal dust. It completely annihilated his firm belief that the unknown sinner was using some sort of grey fog to falsify his presence. The tiny cracks in Bai Yu's eyes were growing rapidly. Even before he saw the Fog Monarch, this rolling wall of abyssal dust alone was enough to crush all of his confidence, pride, and common sense that he had believed his whole life. A pair of greyish eyes slowly opened above the abyssal fog as the voice of the Fog Monarch deafened it all. "For what reason have you requested an audience with me, Mo Xafeng?" Mo Xafeng shook like a leaf as he stammered, "My apologies for disturbing your slumber, Fog Monarch. The Knights of the Pure Land are requesting a meeting with you." Just the two short sentences had nearly consumed all of his willpower. On one side was the Pure Land, and the other the Fog Monarch. To say he was stuck between a rock and a hard place would be an understatement. He felt like whatever courage inside his soul was being crushed into itsy-bitsy pieces. It was Bai Yu's turn to speak, but he did not speak up immediately. The waves in his eyes needed time to pacify. Pure Land. It was no exaggeration to say that those two words were the holiest, loftiest words in the entire abyss, and yet the Fog Monarch was speaking them with clear scorn. That is the dirtiest, most nauseating place in the entire world, and they dare to call themselves Pure Land. How lamentable, how laughable. His words stunned all profound practitioners in the vicinity and stabbed into the abyssal knights' hearts and souls like swords. It also transformed his shock and doubt into boundless rage. After all, the Fog Monarch was blaspheming against the Pure Land and his faith. Silence. Bai Yu erupted, a pale white sword appearing in his hand in a flash. As ice grew out of the blade, he pointed his sword straight at the greyish eyes and boomed, "No one may call themselves Monarch under the Abyssal Monarch." To call yourself Fog Monarch is already a blasphemy, and to slander the Pure Land too. That is a sin not even a million deaths can wash away. Show your true self. No matter who or what you are, there is no longer a place for you anywhere in this world as the punishment of the Pure Land is here. Surrender, and you may yet be pardoned by the ever-merciful Abyssal Monarch. Resist, and today is the day you die. The pressure of an abyssal night could force countless beings into bowing their heads, but before the wall of abyssal dust that stretched from one end of the horizon to another. It was so weak it was almost pitiful. The greyish eyes in the sky distorted a little before the Fog Monarch burst out laughing. Ha ha! Without this monarch, there would be no land of the living. Without this monarch, there would not be a pure land. And yet, you, the people I saved, are turning your blades against me. You dare to judge me. Lamentable, laughable, he. Every word he spoke was infused with infinite scorn. Without this monarch, there would be no land of the living. Without this monarch, there would not be a pure land. Bai Yu was frowning so deeply it was a miracle his eyebrows hadn't disappeared into the folds of his flesh. This was without a doubt the most preposterous statement he had ever heard in his life. The spectators were exchanging confused glances with each other as well. Mo Xfeng lifted his head a little as he recalled what the Fog Monarch had said a few days ago. Indeed, I am the one who saved this abyss, but who has ever repaid me for this favor? How could you hope to repay such a favor? Now, the Fog Monarch was saying it again, albeit with different words. What absolute nonsense! Bai Yu was boiling with anger, but his honor as an abyssal knight forbade him from cursing in a manner too filthy. If madness is all you have to say, then you shall speak no longer. Wait there while I rip apart the mask you hide behind and judge you in the name of the Pure Land. The Fog Monarch voiced his sympathy. Pathetic knight of the filthy land, do you really think you can act up before this monarch? Shing. The cold light of Bai Yu's pale sword abruptly burst into white light and shrill ringing. The temperature suddenly plummeted to the point where even Mo Zigfeng had to retreat far, far away. Deciding not to waste his breath on the Fog Monarch any longer, Bai Yu surrounded himself in profound light and shot toward the thick abyssal fog in front of him like an icy sword beam. It was at this moment Bai Yu's momentum abruptly ceased. Even the icy light shining from his sword was nowhere to be found. The world suddenly fell dead silent, and all sounds ceased to exist. Bai Yu's heart shook violently. This aura, could it be? High up in the sky and watched by countless contracting pupils, a falling star froze all sound in the world with its terrifying pressure and stole everyone's breath away. The star was clearly humanoid in shape. He was wearing a set of silver armor and possessed eyes that shone like brilliant stars. His pale, jade-like hand surrounded by a beautiful, strange star formation pushed away the many layers of abyssal fog and grabbed toward the pair of grey eyes. Manda. As soon as the familiar pressure pressed him from above, Bai Yu immediately withdrew his strength and shifted toward defense. While guarding himself as best he could, he shouted at his squires, "Retreat!" As soon as the hand surrounded by a star formation entered the abyssal fog, it transformed into a gigantic palm spanning thousands and thousands of meters. It boasted such explosive power that the space where the Fog Monarch was residing, all of it, was annihilated without mercy. Boom! Dozens of kilometers of land erupted into countless starry scars. At the same time, tens of thousands of star beams were shooting up into the sky. Wah! Countless blood-curdling screams accompanied the vicious explosion of starlight. All nearby profound practitioners were blown away like they had been seized by a hurricane, and the weaker ones suffered serious injuries in an instant. Even after they finally arrested themselves, the starlight burning their eyeballs was still too bright to look at directly. That star formation, could it be one of the 36 commanders of the Abyssal Knights, Yuchi Nangsing? Those who heard the name nearly fainted. All Abyssal Knights were revered existences. It was because they were the Pure Land's swords of order and punishment. Even among the Abyssal Knights, there were 36 special existences. They were called the 36 Commanders. They rarely showed themselves before the public as they never needed to maintain order and mete out punishments in person. They all commanded a group of abyssal knights and were above the ordinary abyssal knights. In the Pure Land, they were subordinate only to the abyssal monarch and the 4 high priests. It was said that the 36 commanders were all in the divine limit realm. Forget that they were knight commanders, the fact that they were divine limit realm profound practitioners alone put them on a pedestal second only to a true god. Today, one such living legend had appeared in person to suppress the fog monarch, causing anomalous waves in the abyss. Yuchi Nangsing, the legendary, Southern Abyss Emperor star. I can't believe I got to witness the fog monarch and a divine limit realm legend on the same day. A profound practitioner exclaimed in shock and excitement. My God, look at the power. I can't even believe it's real. That fog monarch, he's not ripped into pieces, is he? So, is the fog monarch real or not? Is he a fake created using some sort of obscure art? Or, is he really a manifestation of abyssal dust like the rumors claim? Bai Yu wasn't blown far away. He was hovering at the edge of the endless fog and staring ahead with a small smirk on his face. I knew you would come. The power of a divine limit realm profound practitioner was beyond terrifying, but not a single person had left the area, not even those who were seriously injured. They all wanted to see who the fog monarch was and what kind of existence it was. Starlight was penetrating the abyssal fog. The greyish eyes belonging to the fog monarch were gone. Surely the battle was already over. It wasn't. Instead of Yuchi Nangsing emerging from the abyssal fog with the fog monarch between his fingers, what they saw, or rather heard, was a muffled groan of pain. Bai Yu blanched immediately. It was because the muffled groan of pain sounded familiar. It belonged to Yuchi Nangsing. Boom, boom, boom. A series of stomping noises came from the abyssal fog. It sounded like it would shatter the earth and break the sky. SEAHTHE novel, F.IR.net website on Google to access chapters of novels early in the highest quality. The starlight was fading, but the abyssal fog was still rolling. Then, a gigantic shadow slowly stepped out of the fog. The instant the gigantic shadow emerged from the abyssal fog, a terrifying pressure that completely transcended countless people's recognition or willpower descended from above. As if a million mountains were sitting on their backs, every limb, every organ, every drop of blood was frozen in place. The only things that were still trembling were their eyes, hearts, and souls. The ancestral Qilin god. There was a man attached to its massive, swinging tail. Bai Yu turned as pale as a ghost as he roared, Commander. There was a moment of silence as countless pairs of bloodshot eyes stared at the scene before them. Just a few breaths ago, the Knight Commander had descended from the sky like a god and unleashed an unbelievable amount of power at the Fog Monarch. But instead of him stepping out of the abyssal fog with the Fog Monarch, he was tied up by the ancestral Qilin god itself. His previously dignified, imposing face was deathly pale with shock as well. The ancestral Qilin god. Yuchi Nangsing moaned through gritted teeth. One of the rumors stated that the Fog Monarch had emerged with the ancestral Qilin god by his side. It was also rumored that the ancestral Qilin god was controlled by the Fog Monarch. At the time, he thought it was easily the most amusing joke he had heard in his life. Although each rumor that came after was even more ludicrous than the last, none came close to the sheer ridiculousness that was anyone controlling the ancestral Qilin god. Now, he, a Knight Commander of the Abyss, was so shocked that he nearly lost the will to fight. Even worse than that was the uprooting of his common sense, no, the collapse of his faith. For obvious reasons, the ancestral Qilin god was one of the scariest abyssal beasts of the endless fog. If a profound beast was corrupted by abyssal dust, no matter what they were in the past, they would devolve into abyssal beasts that only knew destruction. It was impossible for them to be controlled. Simply impossible. Besides, the ancestral Qilin god only ever appeared deep in the endless fog. It made absolutely no sense for it to appear so close to the edge. On top of that, he had been sweeping the area with his perception this whole time. However, He never felt the ancestral chill in God even after he revealed himself and unleashed divine judgment upon the fog monarch. It was the abyssal dust. It was so thick that even his divine limit realm spirit perception could not pierce through it and perceive the fog monarch or the ancestral chill in God. Grr, GGK, ha! Eyes bloodshot, he let out a throaty shout and detonated his world-annihilating divine limit realm power. The eruption of power that seemed like it would collapse the heavens shook the earth so hard it turned on itself. Bai Yu was pushed back almost hard enough to speed blood, and the profound practitioners in the back were flung far, far away, dead or injured. However, he failed to push the ancestral chill in God's giant tail away even a little. In fact, when his power clashed against its body, the noise that erupted was that of metal clashing against metal. Rumble, boom. He struggled with all his mind and detonated his power again and again. The ancestral chill in God's scale armor was definitely cracking in places. However, the giant power that kept him bound never relented even a little. It was so terrifying that it slowly plunged him into despair.